Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Beyond the Ball podcast. It is your host Ian. Joining me as always is Justin J. White. Jay White, how's it going? Happy
It's going
Wednesday.
good. Happy Wednesday. It's going to sound very bad. I have my fourth fantasy soccer draft tonight. I've had one Sunday, one Monday, one Tuesday. I have my last one tonight. Definitely have a problem. But looking forward to it. Premier League starts in about 2 days by Friday at 3 o'clock. So I'm
Yeah,
excited,
less than
Ian.
48 hours. But in less than 48 hours, we're going to be recapping Arsenal winning 1-0 on a header by Gabriel in the fourth extra minute of added time. That Kai Havertz like kicked the fucking keeper in the groin and nothing was called on it. Just kidding. Yeah, no, I'm in two leagues this season as well. We had our draft Sunday, always a hoot and a holler. So much fucking fun with the boys.
Good time.
My team looking good. Got Holland in the first round, second pick, and then I had another draft with some Morristown fellows. Shout out Big Nuge on Monday. So feeling really comfortable about both my teams. I had the two pick in both, so we'll see how
Can't
it
be
goes.
worse than last year.
Yep. We cannot get worse than last year. I finished in last, so it can't be any worse. But I'm jazzed up. I'm super pumped for the Premier League. It's back. Watching some matches today. Actually, there was a La Liga match today. Atletico Madrid was on. We got some better Champions League kind of qualifiers going on. Watching Celtic, Bodo Glimt also was on today. So it's back. It's back, and the blood's pumping. And Saturday morning we'll be up bright and early watching the matches. Can't wait, Jay. Can't wait.
I'm right
Can't
there
wait.
with you.
First Hopper Day Saturday. First Hopper Day Saturday, 10 a.m. Slap down the Guinness. Let's
Sounds
get
like a
tuned in.
day.
It's going to be a fucking day. And we got a pod for you today, ladies and gents. Today we're going to be all Premier League focused, as we typically are with the podcast, to be honest. But we're going to be going over our 2026 and 2027 Premier League table predictions. We'll go over team by team. Then we're going to get into some awards, Golden Boot, most assists, etc. Our predictions there. And then we're going to wrap up with our match week one predictions. So who we think, going into this weekend, we got taken away the points. So a lot of prediction focused, a lot of Premier League focused. I'm ready to rock and roll. Jake, what do you say?
Premier League's back. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Predictions, table predictions. We're going to go in reverse order. So, Justin, how do you want to do this? I hate that.
Well,
Let me say this first because it's I hate that the way that the PSR rules are is that so often it's just going to be these teams recycle up and down. At least two of these teams.
I was about to say, I got a little hot take coming.
Okay. No, I go ahead. You
Yeah,
want
well,
to
I
start
guess
with
we'll just go back and forth. 2020, 19. We'll just go back and forth.
sure. I'm going to go 20
Does
as
that
whole
work?
city. Yeah, I 20 is my whole city. I think they have the least amount of upside coming up out of that group. I mean, honestly, they're kind of lucky that they even got there. So yeah, whole city's my 20.
No, I agree as well. Again, they were the team that got sixth last year in the championship, and they barely made it through. And I just think they haven't done enough out of those teams that came up
Mhm.
to give them a chance to stay up. They obviously signed Matt Target, the old Austin Villa player, but I just think 38 Premier League matches for them is just going to be way too much.
It's gonna be way too much. No, I absolutely agree. I don't have much else to say there. Then and see, here's the thing. I know they signed Kamada. It's a great signing, but I'm gonna go Ipswich Town. Ipswich Town at 19. I see them going back down, unfortunately. It's just not the squad depth. There's not the squad depth. They don't have the amount of players that I think they're gonna need to stay in the Premier League.
No, yeah, I can see that. Ian, I have a hot take.
Oh, geez, here we go.
Sunderland is going
No
back.
way.
Sunderland is going back down to the championship.
At 19?
Obviously last year they finished seventh.
Bro, you're
If
wild.
you look, if you go through last year, they were ranked 18th in expected goal differential last year, and they faced one of the highest shot totals in the league. They also have Europa League football this year, have a lot more matches. They did not do anything really to their squad. They still have Xhaka, who's getting older. I don't think he's going to be the same player with the World Cup he played. I understand playing at the Stadium of Light is still a tough place to play. And this is why I'm saying it's a hot take, but I do think they are going to struggle this year and I think they're going to get relegated. If they're not going to get relegated, I think they're going to be at that bottom 15 to 18 mark throughout the whole season.
Okay. I mean, that is a very hot take. I couldn't uh, disagree more. I really don't think so. I just don't think so. I think it's too strong of a team. I don't see it at all. No, I'm not going with it. I'm not buying into this. I'm not even going to give you anything back. My next team that's going down is Coventry. That's it. Those are my three teams that came up, and those are my three teams that are going right back down. They're not as strong as the rest of the Premier League teams.
So I don't hate that. My third one, 18th, that's going to go back down championships, Ipswich Town. They have spent a lot of money in the market. 115 million for a team coming up from the championship is a lot of money. They've added some
Hmm.
good pieces like Emerson, Florentino Luis, and Sasa Lukic, but their old coach Kieran McKenna is not there anymore. He is the one who brought them to the Premier League, and I just think the adjustment of bringing a brand new coach in who doesn't have much experience with these players is just going to be a lot to ask for.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. I see him. I already got him going down on my end. At my 16, I got Bournemouth. I think losing their coach.
17, 17, 17.
17, yes, 17. 17, I got Bournemouth. I think losing their coach away to Liverpool, Iriola, is going to be a really big loss for a team that I don't think is necessarily like roster-wise the strongest to begin with. I think a lot of that could have been put on coaching, a lot of those matches that they were able to kind of come back to or settle down, get that point. Um, I see them struggling a bit more this year than they had in the past. And a lot of those teams too last year were they were grouped together by such a narrow margin, right? Like Bournemouth was, where were they finished last year? I think it was like eighth, right? Eighth or ninth last season.
They were
Um,
sixth.
six,
But
six.
that sixth to like 10th group, I know what you're
Right.
talking about,
That's
was
what I'm saying. That
separated
six
by
to
like
10
two or
was
3 points.
separated by a point, and then outside of that, the rest of the kind of league was separated by a few points too. So I know it's a huge drop, but that's my shock, I
Losing the
guess. Just
coach.
like, yeah, I think losing your coach and he was a very strong coach.
Mhm.
So I think losing him is a big deal. Yeah. If
No,
I guess, Sunderland's your shock, then AFC Bournemouth's my shock.
no, I
Like, I
don't
think they're
hate that
also
at
really
all.
relying, they also lost Krupi for how long? And now you're going to be
Three or
relying
four
on
months.
Brian. Like, he's a very young player.
There's a lot of question marks
Very young,
there.
20. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of question marks. Evan Nielsen, I mean, he hasn't done much. They don't score a whole hell of a lot. I mean,
I,
Krupi
I
scored
don't
13 last season. You're going to miss him for a few months. It's tough.
I don't hate it. I can see it. Let's put it that
Yeah.
way. I can see it.
You
My
could.
17th is going to be Fulham. I think a team
Hmm.
last year 52 points in 11th place. Marco Silva is gone now. After
So
4 straight seasons finishing 13th or higher. Obviously, the old ex Real Madrid coach is coming in, Alvaro Alarbello. And obviously, we saw what he did with Real Madrid. It feels like that team got worse in attacking and defensive measure. They lost Harry Wilson. They lost Raul Jimenez. They lost Sasa Lukic. They brought in Gonzalo Garcia from Real Madrid, but this team's just a lot of younger players, and there's not a group that's really proven to me. And I think those veterans, like I've named before, it's going to hurt them. So I got Fulham.
I could see that. I could see that. I do like Fulham, so I have an aversion
You
to
have a
it.
little bias to them. Yeah, I
Yeah,
get
I
that.
have some bias, but yeah, I could see that. My next squad that I'm going to go with here, I'm going to go with Crystal Palace. I think another team
I
that
have them
hasn't
as well.
hasn't done a whole hell of a lot in the offseason, right? Like they brought Strand Larson in, and now you're really depending on him. Who he's a solid player, but is it going to happen right away? Again, not another team, not a team that scores a whole heck of a lot. They do stuff in cups, but as far as the Premier League goes, I just don't think they have that sustained strength and scoring ability like throughout their starting roster or on their bench, obviously, to really make anything happen. Like I don't for sure don't see them in the top half. I see them right where I just fucking told you. 16, right?
No, yeah, and that's exactly where I have them. I just feel like they're a team that they're just giving away their players. Like obviously they've lost Michael, who's just as is at Arsenal. You have Mark Gay who went to Man City. You have Maxence Lacroix who just went to Chelsea. Obviously Oliver Glasner's not there as well anymore either. So they brought in Pierre Sage as the new coach. So when you really look at that team, who's the veteran you have? Adam Wharton is probably the one guy you have, and I just feel like they're selling all their players, and you can't assume the structure of Palace is gonna save them anymore.
Okay, fair enough. My 15, it's gonna be this is where I'm gonna go Leeds United. Just because it's Leeds.
Reasoning?
I think this year we're gonna have a lot of the same like we did last year with this middle of the pack team. I think like 15 to like 10 are gonna be separated by like 2 points.
I think you're definitely gonna have teams like that.
Like I think a lot of the teams
My
we're about to say
15th.
could
Oh,
be
my bad. Sorry.
interchangeable. No, I'm gonna say I think a lot of the teams we're
Yes.
about to say in this area could be very interchangeable. Like they could be 15 or
Oh no, I
12,
agree.
and that could be based on one draw in February. Like that could very much be how it goes.
No, yeah, I definitely can see that, especially at this part of the table. My 14th, my 15th is Coventry City. I think
Wow.
they were the best championship team last year. Obviously, they're the one team I have staying up from the championship. They have went out and strengthened their squad. They added Frank Onaka and Gustavo Hammer and many more. They did not lose any players. Frank Lampard has the player experience in the Premier League. Obviously, we know for Chelsea. He also has the coaching experience with Chelsea in the Premier League. You can put that as how you thought he did as a coach. But I think he knows what it takes to stay up in the Premier League, and he can get that from his players. So I think
Yeah.
they're a surprise team for me that's going to stay up.
Yeah. I could definitely, I mean, I could see it. I know they're going, I have them going back down, but I could see it. I like Frank and I do like Haji Wright. I'm high on him for fantasy purposes. I do think he's quite a talented young striker, USA guy. So I'm not going to say I hate it. I'm not going to say I hate it. Number four,
Super Frank Lampard to the rescue.
we got Super Frankie Lampard. Number 14, I got Fulham. Kind of riding with you from a little few points below. Obviously, losing Raul Jimenez and Harry Wilson. I mean, they combined for 19 of Fulham's 43 goals in the Prem last season.
It's a
So
lot.
it's a lot of goals. And they didn't really do anything, and they lost Krupi. So yeah, Fulham.
No, yeah, it's tough. It's gonna be a tough season for them. Even though you always feel like they're one team that they never get blown out, and I feel like we've talked about like them, and we'll talk about Brighton later. Those are two teams that never get blown out. They're always in games.
Yeah.
So my 14th is Nottingham Forest. Obviously, a team that was fighting relegation every game last year with Tottenham, and it came down to the wire. They're continuing to change managers. They obviously hired old coach Oliver Glasner, which I kind of do like. They brought in Usman Demande and Gustavo Sa, but obviously the big thing for me here is they did lose their stud Elliot Anderson, which we know went to Manchester City. So I think a lot of it is going to depend on Gibbs White. And we know how good of a year Gibbs White had last year. But I just feel like if Gibbs White can't repeat the year he had last year and actually probably be a little bit better,
Yeah.
I think they're going to struggle. And who are you depending up top? Still Chris Wood, old man Chris Wood. Obviously, you got Igor Jesus as well. I just think there's a lot of questions going on there.
So you got them at 14?
14, yes.
Okay. I got them at 13.
13.
I had to make sure what number we're on. Yeah, I mean, for a lot of the same reasons. I do like the Oliver Glasner appointment, but here's the thing: how long does it last? If he gets out to an start, he's going to be out the fucking door. Like this
Exactly.
dude
And
sacks people like it's crazy. So there's so
yeah,
much hostility there. I do think at some point Gibbs White leaves. I cannot believe that he stayed as it was, but Marinakis really did want him. Marinakis is a nutcase.
I'm
Yeah,
surprised no one sent out an offer or something because you didn't even hear anyone at least sending something out. Like even if he wanted to stay, maybe some club offered him 120 million and they maybe thought about it.
Right. I don't know, man. That team, yeah. I can't
If
believe
the,
they
if
just
the
didn't, and they didn't bring anybody in. They didn't bring anybody in to replace Elliot Anderson. They still haven't brought a replacement in for the striker.
Yeah, if they're bad this year, I'm expecting Ipswich to go. I can't see him there another year.
Yeah, I can't see it. He's a Champions League player for sure.
Nah, agreed.
Oh shit.
My 13 is Everton. I just feel like it's a classic David Moyes season. Obviously, they
Hmm.
did have some pieces added. Brennan Johnson, who you can They brought Tyreek George, Hayden Hackney, which I'm actually excited to watch in the midfield, and Christian Morgan from Arsenal. I think Hackney will help the team out a little bit, but I just feel like the squad's getting younger, which isn't bad, but they don't have that truly elite attack. Like Beto up top, he's okay. He's average. I don't think he's gonna give you all these goals and things like that. But I just
Okay.
feel like for Everton, this is a perfect spot for them. They're not in the top 10. They're always in that back range from anywhere from like 11 to like 15.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. At number 13, we're on 13, right?
12.
12. So good with math. 12, I got Brentford. I see the fall off happen. And because I don't see Thiago scoring 22 more goals. I
He's gonna be a
think
big piece, yeah.
I see a huge regression from him. And outside of Thiago, they haven't really done too much. They bought Mamadou Sangare, Jaden Anthony from Burnley, but other than that, not a lot of huge movements on that end. Callum Wilson, but that's where I'm rocking with Brentford. I mean, a little below mid-table, but definitely nowhere near European.
Yeah. No, I get that. I can see that. Now, Mr. Nuge isn't gonna like this. Newcastle as my 12, right? 12? Yes. This is a team that lost Eddie Howe,
Mhm.
big coach for them. Obviously, Bruno Guimaraes is gone. Tonali's gone. Anthony Gordon's gone. Kieran Tripper's gone. Those are five, you count the coach, five big losses, all starters, plus your coach. They have invested in young talent, but this team is starting to look more of like a rebuild to me. I think over the next like 2 or 3 years, they could, but I just think they're going to really struggle this year.
Okay. All right. I don't think Big Nuge will like that. I don't think he'll like it one bit. So oof. Okay. All right. We'll have to see. My number 11 I'm going with here is Sunderland. I think this is where they fit in for me. Solid middle of the table team, great leadership in Granit Xhaka. I do expect a better season output wise from Brian Brobbey because I really do like the way that he played in the World Cup for the Netherlands. So that's going to be my take there. Yeah,
Yeah, we're
sticking with it, bud.
far off with them.
Number 11. Yeah,
This is why we
we
have
are
hot
quite
takes.
far over there. I just think they're a solid squad now that they're back in the Premier League. I think they're going to be back into an established Premier League club. I think they're back up for good.
No, yeah, we'll see. I just want to see how they deal with European football. That was my only kind of big thing with them. My 11 is going to be Bournemouth. Obviously, you kind of brought up this point a little bit. Obviously, they lost Indoni Areola to Liverpool, which is a big loss. They brought in Rose, who is a new coach who actually influenced Areola's attacking philosophy. If you didn't know that, I found out it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
They did add Antonio Silva, but I think with European football for Bournemouth as well and a new manager, I think it's going to be a heavy load for those players in the team. So I have them at 11.
fair enough. 10, I got Everton. David Moyes type season. I do
Right in the
like
middle of the pack.
what was that? Middle of the pack. Yeah, I mean, it's just a solid
Right in the
middle of
middle
the
of the
pack. And
pack. It's
like
how they always are.
yeah, I mean, and yeah, like I said before, I mean, I think you could swap my 10, my 11, and my 12 all together because these teams are all probably going to be finishing on even amount of goals against. It's just going to matter, depend on who they're playing against on what specific day. I do really like Kieran Dewsbury Hall. I think he had a great season last year. If Nini and Iliman Ndai can have a little bit better of a season than he did last season, only with 9 goal contributions, but he definitely has the talent to do more. I could see them. maybe even going above this. I think 10, I think 10 is already reaching maybe a bit. But I do like their roster. I am high on it. I like Barry. I like Beto.
I know.
I think they have a lot of good scoring options. I think someday they're going to put it all together, but maybe they won't. But like Nikolenko,
Yeah,
Tarkowski,
sometimes you just don't know
they
what
have
you're
some like
getting.
really
You just don't
solid.
know what
They
you're
have like
getting
a
from them as
very
well.
they have a very solid roster. I just feel like I don't know. It's solid, but it's not strong enough to compete with the big dogs. Like they weren't able to dump money
I get it.
into a guaranteed scorer or a guaranteed lockdown,
Yeah.
defensive midfielder. You know what I mean? And they can't because they can't
That's
spend the
why you
money.
put them right in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, I mean, legitimately, where else do you put them?
No, yeah,
Because
no,
they're good enough.
I
They're
get
just
I
not.
get that.
No.
They're not good enough, but they're not great enough to make that extra push.
Yeah, I agree.
My
I'm thinking
10,
now already. I put a team way too high. I'm sorry to cut you off.
you're good. My
Because too many
10,
transfers have
sorry,
happened that I didn't fucking go
think of.
ahead.
My 10, and I am very high on them, and I do think they could go down just the way if it doesn't work. But Leeds United, I think
Hmm.
they were very good in the second half of the season last year. I don't know if you got to watch any of their preseason games. They have been really good during the preseason, and I know it's just preseason football, but they've been very enjoyable to watch. They look like everything's clicking on all cylinders. Obviously, they brought in James Trafford with that record signing for a
Yeah,
goalkeeper.
that's a good
I think
signing.
I think that should make them much stronger into the goal. And obviously Harry Wilson, we know how good Harry Wilson is. He brings creativity for that club. And if not Callum, Calvert Lewin can stay healthy, I think this Leeds team could be a little
I
dangerous.
think that's my thing. I think my thing is he going to be able to do it again? Right? Like last season, he had a great season. He had 14 goals. Even when I saw that he had 14 goals, I'm like, did he really have 14 goals? I don't know.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I maybe I put them too low. I don't not like them. I just don't think they're particularly too strong.
This is why we have opinions, Ian. This is why we can either
But here's the
be
thing.
spot on.
Here's the thing. I fucked up because at 9, I'm gonna go with Aston Villa, and I should have put them way lower considering they have nobody left on the fucking team.
I have Villa at this spot as well.
Like Ollie Watkins is gone, Morgan Rogers gone, Emiliano Martinez gone, Ezri Konsa gone.
Well, Martinez and Watkins aren't confirmed they're gone yet.
I mean, they'll be gone by September 1st for sure.
I don't know. I just feel like they still have something in them, and I kind of do like get now that you like really put that all together, and they have Champions League football. And
Yeah,
obviously, they
dude,
lost
they're gonna
Morgan
get.
Rogers. They lost Yuri Tillmans. They lost Lucas Digne. Obviously, they brought in Johan Manzabi and Joe Gomez. And maybe Alejandro Garnacho saves the team. Obviously,
Oh
coming
my
up.
God. If he starts for Aston Villa this season, holy hell. We might have to re-record the podcast.
The only
And
reason I have him at this spot is because of how much trust and respect I have for
Unai Emery.
Unai Emery. That's
Yeah.
the only reason I
Yep.
have him here. Is because if
Same.
he's somebody who get them through, he's the one.
Plus, they're gonna end up buying people, right? They're making enough money right now that they're gonna have to spend
Absolutely.
some. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? So, and I do trust Unai
Don't
Emery.
feel
I
as
think,
bad.
yeah, I mean, I might have put Leeds too low and Villa too high, but we'll rock with it. Brighton, I'm going with the 8 here. I think it's just you're going with Villa at 9 as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So Brighton, I'm rocking with an 8 here. It's a solid squad. They did lose Danny Welbeck, who was their top scorer, so that's pretty wild. They also did sell John Paul Van Heck, but they brought in Hishelwood. Nope, never mind. They're trying to sell Hishelwood. Yeah, give me an 8. I mean, they have a solid back line. They're a very solid team. I feel like they're very good at recycling with youth players, and bringing them back through.
Selling and then recycling. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I'll be
I
talking
also
about
do
them in a
like
second.
Hertzler a lot. I do think
Yeah.
I think he's a good coach. Because I think he's stable, right? I don't think they're going to make any crazy run past eighth. If they were to finish at 11th, 12th, I wouldn't be shocked either. I think that's kind of where they're at, like
Yeah,
spending
you know what you're
wise
gonna
and
get
just
from them.
talent wise. Yeah.
No, I don't hate that. My 8 is Brentford. I think kind of on your point before, I think the attack runs through Igor Thiago and Kevin Shade. I don't think Igor Thiago is going to have the season that he did have last year. I think that's a lot coming from him, especially I think maybe it lost a little bit of confidence from the Brazil start and not playing on Brazil basically the entire World Cup. But they did add Jaden Anthony and Janek Schuster and Caleb Wilson, which I think will help them a little bit. And they did have the highest average XG per shot in the Premier League last year, which is kind of interesting. They kept most of their core players, so I think their coach Keith Andrews, I think they have a nice little squad here, so I think they'll be at this 8 spot. But can I see them floating from 8 to like 11, kind of like what you said? Yeah, I can see that as well with them.
Okay, fair enough. 7 on my end. I'm going to go with Tottenham. I think they made a lot of good additions to the squad, but I think they also lost some key pieces, or at least a key piece, in Christian Romero. Pedro Porro also left. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Maybe he didn't.
No, he's still in Tottenham. No, he's still in
Yeah,
Tottenham.
no, he's still at Tottenham. I'm an idiot. And they brought in De Zerbi. But yeah, I mean, it's a huge step up from last season, to be honest. They finished at fucking 17th. They still don't have a real true striking option. I mean, you're not going to start Tell. Richarlison had 11 goals last season, but is he going to be your striker
I feel
week in
like
and
they have
week
too
out?
many. I feel like they have too many options at
Right,
forward
but
now.
do they have like a true starting every week striker?
No,
No.
Solanke's always hurt. Richarlison's always hurt.
Tell they're playing on the left. They did bring
Yeah,
in Tonali, which I like. That's a great addition. I mean, they did spend a lot of money, obviously, bringing in Van Hecke as well, Andy Robertson. So their defense should be stronger, which is why I have them at 7. Um, yeah, 7.
no, I don't like that. We're getting our teams are starting to get a little similar here, but that's what probably assume top 7. My 7 is Brighton. Obviously, they brought in some defenders to make that defense a little bit stronger. But obviously, when Danny Welbeck is your leading goal scorer, I always think there is a little issue there. I don't know where the goals are going to come from Brighton. Maybe Diego Gomez, maybe Minta, but Minta is obviously going to be missing a couple of games. But I trust, kind of like what you said, the recruitment. I trust from Brighton. They know how to sell players. They know how to bring players in and the coaching kind of puts them to as high. So I'm going to put Brighton here. But again, Brighton, I can see I Brighton in my 7. Can I see them getting in the 11th spot in that range? Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. Love it.
Who do you have at
6,
6?
Newcastle United. I think it's going to be a good season for them.
Wow,
I think
that
it's
is
going to be,
high.
well, you knew they were going to have to be up there, but I hadn't said them before. But I think this is the year they figured
What
out,
gives
man.
what gives you what gives you confidence that high?
I think they have a very strong roster. I think their attacking threats up top are very strong. I think they have some of the best forwards in the Premier League. Okay, no, maybe not some of the best forwards. Let me backtrack, but some very talented forwards, right? Jacob Murphy, very talented. Voltemade, Usula, Vissa. Those are all very talented forwards. So I do
Say
like
very
them.
good. I don't think those players are carrying you to 6th.
That's what I got, bud.
I don't know. I think you talked to Mr. Nuge a little bit, and he gave you he gave you $5 to say that.
That's what I got,
My
bud.
oh, that shocked me. My
Well, they
sixth
also don't have
is
Europe.
still. I just still think they're gonna be shite. My 6th is Tottenham. I think obviously going from about to be relegated last year all the way up here is a big jump. I think they've had the best transfer market of all teams. Obviously, once De Zerbi came in, Tottenham was a different team, changed the focus. Obviously, like you said, they brought in Tonali, they brought in Mateus Fernandez, Jan Paul Van Hecke, Marcus Sensei, and Andy Robertson. Not to go off what you said, I think their defense is no problem. I think they have a very good defense, very young and strong defense. I think their central midfield is going to be very strong as well. To me, again, it's just going to be where the goal is going to be coming from. But I think without playing anything, just playing Premier League, I think they're going to be a better Tottenham. They're not going to be a team that everyone wanted to face now. They're going to be a team that a lot of teams may not want to face, especially playing at Wembley.
Hmm. Yeah, that's fair enough. And I had them at, wherever I had them up, but a substantial lift up from last season. because they have all the signings they made. So I don't disagree.
Yeah. Ian, who's your last team that's going to make Europa League football
Number five.
year five?
Well, five is Champions League.
No, 1 through 4 is five if
Well,
we get the extra spot.
when we get the extra spot.
Well, I'm just
Um,
saying right now.
it's going to be Man City. I think
That's
losing Pep. I think losing Pep Guardiola is everything. I think losing Rodri, who is the best defensive midfielder in the world, is huge. I think that's a critical loss in the midfield position. He is the best at what he does, and you see or you saw how much City struggled without him, right? So without him at all, I see them taking a clear step back. They still will obviously have Erling Haaland, Semenyo up top, who can contribute not a little bit, but a shit ton of goals. So they could definitely carry you on, but I'm just concerned with no Pep Guardiola. They also lost Bernardo Silva. That's another huge midfield piece. Tijani Reinders was shipped off as well. They lost a lot of pieces. They lost a lot of players, and they only brought in Elliot Anderson. And he's a little bit on the younger side, right? Like he did it a little bit for Nottingham Forest, but is he going to step in and take Rodgers' spot? No, that's not why he was brought there for. I don't know. I'm obviously I think they're good enough to finish five, but I think there's been a clear, if you look at their last few years anyway, under Pep, they've been going a little bit down. Well, last year at least, and then the last Liverpool 2 years prior. So I think this might be the year they definitely slip. And Enzo Maresca sucks.
Now, I don't hate that, and I think the biggest points you brought is losing Pep and losing Rodri, which were two key components of that team, and we know how great of a coach Pep is, one of the best to ever coach the game of football, and losing him and bringing in supposedly his prodigy
Mhm.
Enzo Maresca, I think a lot of questions, especially if you got to watch the Community Shield, and both teams did basically play with a starting 11 that they're probably going to start with in the regular season, and there's a lot of question marks there. But I don't hate that. I can see him there, but it's just hard. I can see him there, but it's hard for me to do it
It's
just
hard to
because
see him
we
there
haven't
because you
seen it.
think of it as Pep's team.
Yes.
You think of it as Pep Guardiola on that sideline, and you would never see him finish five. But then you put Enzo's dumbass on the sideline, and you're like, oh yeah, baby. He's only three,
No,
like
yeah.
what, 2 full seasons removed from coaching in the fucking champions, like
From Leicester, yeah.
the championship. Like, come on.
Yeah. My five spot in Europa League is going to be Liverpool. And
Wow.
this is, I think it's just an
Wow.
interesting season with them. Obviously, lost Arne Slot. Everyone wanted him out. You're gonna hate this. I think losing Salah is a big miss for them. They lost Andy Robertson. Not big factors, obviously. Irola with the new coach is going to bring a new style of play for them, a team that's going to stay a lot higher in press. And obviously, I've liked what I've seen from Florian Wirtz as well during the preseason. I think he looks like a new player, and I do think this style is going to suit him more. But I just think bringing in a new coach, I think it's going to take them a little bit to get used to how he wants to play, and that's why I have him
Mhm.
at this 5 spot.
Fair
But
enough.
can I see them fighting for the Premier League title? Maybe maybe in the second half of the season, but I think the first half of the season is going to take them a little bit to get used to.
Yeah. And I don't have them far off from where you have them there at five. At four, I got Chelsea. I think they make a great step up from last season, takes that four Champions League spot. I think that's a good spot for us if we could get there. I do really like Javi. I said this, a couple weeks ago that I think we'd finish fourth. So I think a lot of it's going to depend on Cole Palmer, but I do like Morgan Rogers more and more the more I see the guy. So I'm comfortable putting them at four. I like a lot of the moves that we've been doing as well. I like what I kind of saw towards the end of preseason too. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, just glad to say, hey, Chelsea, hopefully back in the top four, fighting for Champions League football.
Hopefully.
My four is Manchester United, and obviously they were the best team in the Premier League last year from January when Carrick took over. They've obviously redone their entire central midfield. They obviously brought in Santos from Chelsea. They brought in Tielemans from Villa, and obviously the signing today of Carlos Balaba from Brighton's official. So I think they definitely have a stronger midfield, but I just don't think the team is extremely deep. I think two or three injuries, and you look at that bench, and there's not many players that you're going to bring in that's going to help your team. And I still think that defense is very questionable with Luke Shaw as your left back and Diego Dalot as your right back.
Yep.
And this the way this team plays is they're very attacking powered. And I think when they get caught in transition with that defense, they get themselves in trouble. So that's the only reason I have them as four. And then obviously they have Champions League football, bringing back to that point that they're not deep. The bench isn't strong enough. I think that affects them. If they didn't have Champions League football, I can see them fighting for the top one or two. But I think Champions League football hurts them a little bit here.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, could see it. Liverpool is who I'm going with at number three. I think they make not a push towards the Champions League, but I think you kind of are right in the fact that I think they maybe struggle out the gate, maybe got to get their feet a little wet. But I do start to think that the skills and the talent of Isak takes over. I saw so much positivity from Florian Wirtz at the end of last season, and I just think he's such a talented player, even in this preseason. Dominic Silva in the midfield as well can pick a pass. Are they going to be able to replace Mo Salah? Well, if Bradley Barcola does land, there's your big replacement, right? That's a huge piece that they could be bringing into the puzzle here, an elite forward, one of the best in the world. I could safely say on the left side, and then maybe Rio coming off the right. So a very dangerous attack. Now, where it gets kind of a little dicey is that back line. Kirk has
Yes.
not great at left back. Andy Robertson is out. Van Dijk older. Kanate was supposed to go to Real Madrid, and they said, "Nah, man, you suck. You're going to stay there." So that's big. Also, didn't know if you saw Curtis Jones is on the way out. It looks
I did
like,
not see
but.
that.
Yeah, it's coming across the ticker right now. But again, they
And
do
their
have
other center back is
Gravenberch. They do have
Araha, right?
McAllister. What's that?
Their other center back starting is probably Araujo, right? From Barca.
Yeah,
That's the only
Arroyo.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, was shipped out from Barca. So let's see how it all shakes out. But
No,
I got them at three.
Kanate's on Real Madrid.
Oh, I did go to Real Madrid. How about that?
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, did something break through? I was like, no, he's been there for a few weeks now.
Oh, how about that? There you go.
Uh, yeah, I don't hate that. Again, these really can go anyway. I feel like we're gonna have a clear favorite, but I feel like these last like this 5 through 2 spot can really switch anyway. My
Hmm.
my three is Manchester City. Kind of more the points that you kind of said. It's just not the same city. They lost their big pieces and just maybe a little bit too early to panic of what I saw from the Community Shield showing their transition issues. But to me, it was kind of enough to just put him here.
Interesting. Okay. Number two for me, Manchester United. I like them at two. I really do. I like the attack that they have, and I think Sesko starts a good portion of the season, and I think he's a 20 plus goal guy this season. I think with consistent playing time, under a coach like Carrick, I think he's a 20 plus goal guy. And I really just like, I mean, Embuemo, great up top. Bruno Fernandes obviously set the Premier League record. He had 30 goals and assists last season. I see Kobe Manu getting a lot more playing time than he had previously. Another really talented player for them, clearly. Yeah, I mean, give me them at two without that fucking. They have a good coach now, and they have great players. So like that's. I wonder what they end up doing with Marcus
Yeah,
Rashford.
I
I,
just think in order for them to finish two, that they can't have any injuries, and something just
well, I
has to
think they have a
click.
lot of depth. They
I
got
don't at
Dorgu
all.
up top. They got Mount. They got.
Dorgu is shit.
He's not.
Yeah, he's bad. He's very bad. And
Get
who
the
else?
hell out of
Who
here.
else? Who's coming in the central midfield if somebody gets hurt? or
Mason
Champions League
Mount.
and Premier League. Mason Mount played in a preseason game. He's been out for 3 weeks. He's made a glass. And if you think
Dude.
Mason Mount is still good,
Well, I didn't say he's good, but I mean, you asked me who's going to come in. They also, yeah, they also brought in what's his face, Tillemans. Andre Santos also in midfield.
yeah, that's your starting central mid. I'm saying there. It's probably
Okay, yeah, they
Tillman's.
got Kobe
Now you have
Maynard to come off
Balava.
the
Where
bench. Yeah, Mason Mount to come
I
off the bench. Ahmad
Mason,
Diallo can come off the
you're
bench.
crazy. You're sold on their defense with Dalot, Luke Shaw,
No, but I'm
Harry
sold on
Maguire,
their
and Lissandro
offense.
Martinez.
Oh, I'm
I
sold
don't.
on Sesko, Cunha,
Sesko's not scoring 20 goals either. You're out of your mind.
Cunha, and Buemo and Bruno Fernandes. I'm sold on. They finished third last year, so there's only one more spot up.
Yeah, I know. My two. uh, my two is Chelsea. Again, this could just be an. It could
You're
be an
not,
idiot.
you're gonna
No,
lambast me for putting Man U at three.
yeah, because you're a Chelsea fan. Uh, Again, if they didn't have European football, I probably would have them at two. But obviously, I'm taking Chelsea. I'm putting a lot of trust into Xabi Alonso. We know, obviously, everyone they brought in. I think when you look at that attacking power, if they all click together, they have the most dangerous four in the Premier League up top. It's a big if. They obviously did strengthen their defense a little bit. But I think without European football, they don't have an excuse. These players should always be fit, should not be tired physically and mentally. So I think if
That
the
that
attack
that I
clicks,
that I do 100% agree with. And the reason I did put Chelsea at four is I do see them. And it's the Chelsea in me, so I don't want us to just be some biased shit Chelsea podcast, which is why I put them at four. But if they finished, I could see them finishing higher. I am very high on them this season. I've been getting a little giddy as we get close to the season. Not gonna lie, a little giddy. However, on Monday we played. Well, we'll talk about it. And at one, I don't want to get too much into this fucking. It's Arsenal because they didn't lose anybody and they only got stronger. And they're really fucking good to begin with. I mean, they were a kick of the ball away from winning the Champions League last season. I just don't think Jokeres starts the entire season. I'm going to be interested to see what they do there, but they did have great additions, obviously, with Bruno Guimaraes. I mean, an incredible move there for them. So
no, yeah, I think
I
it's
got
not
them to
much to talk
repeat.
about. I still
Yeah,
think they're the best team in the Premier League. They got stronger. I thought maybe their defense would be a little questionable with Saliba obviously being hurt, but obviously they just brought in Kanza, who makes
yeah,
them even stronger in the back. And I just think their depth is just ridiculous throughout the entire season. So I can't see Arsenal not going back to back.
yeah. Ugh, I hate to say it, but unless there's a few injuries, but again, they have depth everywhere. That's the thing.
Exactly. Yep.
Like
Every
every
position.
position, and they've already been talking about bringing a new striker in. It's like, bro, how many more striker do you need? I don't know. They got
Yeah.
the striker
Their
market
their their
covered.
back their back line. They can do two squads, and their second squad probably better than most first squads.
Yeah, you got Hincapié that's not going to play at all. I mean, you got Christian Norgard that'll never play. You have two starting attacking midfielders in Eze and Odegaard that could start anywhere else.
Yeah.
Madueke, they have two starters essentially at every position,
Yeah.
and the motherfuckers are still complaining about needing more players.
S-
Anyway, whatever. Yeah. So that's our Premier League table predictions, listeners. I hope you do enjoy that. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you think we're way off. Let us know what your top 20 is. Um, Moving along, we have our awards segment. So we have a few different awards here that we have predictions for. We're going to go award by award down our list. First award, Golden Boot. I think easy for me, Erling Haaland.
It's Erling Haaland. Even if Man City does struggle a little bit this year, it's where all the goals are going to come from. Easy.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's Erling Haaland and then a massive drop off to the next striker, right? Like Erling Haaland's probably good for closer to 30. Second place striker is
Agreed.
probably good for maybe a little over 20. Yeah.
Agreed.
Player of the season. Or let's go most assists first. Most assists. I I'm going to go again with Bruno Fernandes. I think it's an easy pick. It's a boring pick, but I think it's the right pick. I think I think it's just that Man United team under Carrick scores a lot, and they like to play a very attacking style of football. And he's got a lot of good weapons around him. So I also
No,
picked him too. So for the love of God, it is nice. In both of my drafts, I have Holland on one team and Hernandez on the other. So
not
hopefully we got
bad.
some goals. Not
No,
bad.
I agree. It sounds very boring, like, oh, I'm taking Holland as my golden boot and Bruno as my most assists. But like you said, I think the weapons around Bruno got better, and I think it's going to give him even more opportunities to get more assists.
Right.
And he may even break his own record, if we're being honest. The only thing I am thinking about is all the assists he got on corners last year with
Right.
Casemiro heading the ball in. So maybe a couple get taken away there. But I think open play, I think I'll have a lot more chances to set up teammates. So I'm going to take Bruno here as well.
Okay. Fair enough. Player of the season. I'm gonna go because we had two really boring picks. So I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Um, Bradley Barcola.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't hate that out of nowhere, but
I
don't
think
hate
he's
it.
really fucking good. And when he signs for Liverpool, he's going to have a lot of really good players around him as well, right? He's got Florian Wirtz who's going to be feeding him. That front four, if you have Rio on the right, you got him on the left, Wirtz in the middle, and Isak up top, it's pretty damn good. And if you are able to get
It's pretty
Ekatike
good.
back,
Yeah.
but here's the thing, and this throws the wrench in everything. When Ekatike comes back, how do you manage that all? Because that was the problem with Slot. He couldn't figure it all out. He had too many pieces. They're kind of lucky that Ekatike's hurt for some time. Well, lucky, but you could actually just set those four up top and say, hey, go from here. So it's going to be interesting to see what Ariel does on that front. But I'm going to go with Bradley Barcola. I think he's a very talented player, and I think in that system, that Liverpool style of attacking football, I think he's going to score or assist quite a bit.
Yeah, and I think he fits like that. He'll fit that team really well with
Yeah.
the style they want to play, that high pressing and win that
Mhm.
ball and get into those dangerous chances. So
Because
I
France and
I
PSG
like
played the
that pick.
exact
Hopefully,
same way.
yeah. Hopefully it's official soon. So
Yeah.
my uh my player of the season, and it's boring as well, but if the player of the season always comes from the winning team who wins the Premier League, and I had to go with Declan Rice. I just think if Arsenal's gonna win the league again, it's gonna be through him. Again, very boring, but we've seen it over the years. It's always the team that wins the Premier
Boring.
League gets the player of the year. I know. I hate to say it, but that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. That's you're 100% right. That's how it happens, and he's a terrific player. It's just boring. And I wanted to not be boring, but
Sorry.
you're gonna go boring. That's fine. Young player of the season. Give me Rio. Give me Rio from Liverpool. I don't know how to pronounce the last. And Justin, do you want to try pronouncing his last name?
Nope, obviously not. You don't want me to try things because you know I'll butcher them.
Rio Negamo and Negmoa. Rio Nagumoa.
That works for me. No, I like him. I think he's gonna be a stud for Liverpool, and we kind of got to see that a little bit out of him last year.
Hmm.
So he should be good. He should be good. Mine, I'm gonna stick with the same team. I'm gonna go with Florian Wirtz. He is 23, so this is his last year that he is up for this award. But I think what I've seen with him in preseason, and like you said, those weapons that he has around him, and also the style Irola is gonna play with Liverpool, I think he's gonna be a big factor of the success for Liverpool this year.
Okay, fair enough. I do like Florian Wirtz a lot. I just didn't know he was young player of the season eligible, to be honest. But there you go. Signing of the
I had to
season
double check it to make sure his age.
when it happens, when it happens, is Bradley Barcola. And I think there's no if and buts or maybes.
Doubling down on him.
Yeah.
Don't and this could my signing this season is going to be Morgan Rogers, and he could go into the next category that we'll talk to after, just because of the amount of money that Chelsea paid for him. but I just think you're bringing in someone who's Premier League proven with that attack and has good weapons around him, which can set him up for success. So I think he's going to be in my signing of the season.
Okay. I don't hate that. I like him a lot, obviously, as a Chelsea fan, but I think I like him. I liked him a lot over at Aston Villa as well. I think he's a player I always really liked. And also I was like, well, we couldn't get him because he would be playing in the middle, but definitely seems like Cole's gonna be playing off the left, which would be huge. Now going over to flop signing of the season, I'm going with Mateus Fernandez. No other reason other than you're paying 85 million pounds for a dude that back-to-back seasons was on the team that was going down. Like he's clearly he's got something wrong with him. I don't know. I think we really overpaid for him. So I'm going with Mateus Fernandez.
That's actually funny. I have him down as well.
Like,
And
you pay 85 million for what? Yeah.
I think if Tonali wasn't there, I don't think I'd put him on this list. But I think the Tonali signing is gonna overdo his signing, and I
Yeah.
just don't think he's gonna be great
Like
for them for the
Tonali's
amount of money I
way
paid.
better than Fernandez, and you only paid 15 million more for him. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure why I'm having him up so much. Yeah, he's my flop there. First manager sacked. Huh. Who do you think, Jack?
I have Sergei Jakarov. It's the whole city coach. I probably butchered that name. I just think for them to survive, it's just going to be so difficult them making it out. And I could see after maybe 8 games, 9 games, maybe they get a draw and maybe one win, like 7 losses. They're going to hit the panic button and just sack them.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's how that typically works. Like somebody from the lowest team that comes up
Yes.
typically is it. I'll go with him as well. I don't see him making the cut. And then the biggest surprise team. I mean, I guess you have to put it by jump in standings,
Your
right?
standings, yes.
Okay, so Tottenham.
Tottenham.
If they would they in my prediction they'd go up 10 points. Not like and that's the thing that's painful. It's because whatever. I guess it was more of a surprise that they were 17th and not seventh. But I guess them finishing
Yes.
in seventh is a surprise. So
Surprise. No. I get what
Tottenham,
you're
I
saying.
guess. Yeah,
And I'm going with
you know what I mean? Like they should be finishing up there, but now we're surprised that they're finishing up there.
Yeah, my biggest surprise team is Leeds. I know I talked about them before, having them finish, I think, in the 11th spot this year. But I just think a team that I talked about before, it's just gonna shock a lot of Premier League teams.
Yep.
No big reasoning there.
All right, fair enough. All right, those are our predictions for the awards this season. Now we have our match week one predictions. Jay, we're finally here. Finally here. We're gonna go game by game. You ready?
We are here, and I'm gonna be keeping a little tally track, and we'll make a little competition throughout the season. Ian, I'm letting you know these are not my pick'em picks as well. I second,
Ooh, I totally forgot to make my
I,
picks.
you're welcome. I second guess those. I wake up like the morning of and just like, okay, do I really want to do this? So, but yeah, we can just go down the list. We don't
And
need to
I'll
give a
put my
big reason.
sleeper
Big
picks in
reason.
as we go. Arsenal versus Coventry. I got Arsenal.
Yeah, I have Arsenal winning as well. I think it's a great matchup for them to start the season.
Yeah, yep. They're gonna win the match 1-0, and that'll be it. Actually, I did make my picks already. We're good to go. Um, Next match I got here, 7:30 a.m. Saturday. I can't wait to be up at fucking it's so early Saturday watching the matches. They're at home, 7:30 Man United. I think this is another kind of an easy one here. I got Man U winning this. I don't think there's a lot to say. Really easy matchup to start the season off for them with the newly promoted team.
No, I agree. I have Man United. I have them winning 2-0 here, even if we're talking about scoreline, if not. But give me Man U to start strong.
All right, sounds good. Everton at home at Hill Dickinson Stadium against Crystal Palace. Give me Everton. Give me them. I think they got a strong team, like I was saying before. I do like that strong midfield. David Moyes, mid-table guy. Everton.
I'm
Crystal
taking a
Palace going to
tie here.
score. Struggle to score. Yeah, I could see a
Sure,
tie.
sure. Yeah, I'm taking a tie here, and you know how much I hate taking ties. But
Yeah.
again, maybe Everton does win here just because of that the atmosphere of Everton, the first game of the Premier League season, high vibes and stuff like that. But I'm gonna take a tie here. I think Palace get like a late equalizer here.
Fair enough. Ipswich at home, 10 a.m. Sunday, EST against Sunderland. Sunderland. Sunderland.
Sunderland. I'm going opposite. Up the Ipswich home game.
Wow.
First game of the season. Both teams that I have going down. I'm taking Ipswich here 2-1.
Wow. Okay. Portman Road. Take me home to the place I belong.
Oh, what a
I
song.
am
What a
really
tune.
excited to see Maeda play because I really liked him over at Celtic. I think he's a
Yes.
very talented player. He's very fast. I'm interested to see how he ends up playing. 10 a.m. again, we have Nottingham Forest against Leeds. I'm going to rock with a draw here. I think these are two teams that are going to end up at the end of the season, middle of the table, but I think they're also two pretty comparable teams starting out the season. Harry Wilson, obviously a new addition, but again, first match of the season, we don't know how that's going to go. Nottingham Forest did just lose Elliot Anderson. Question mark there. How are they going to fill that gap in midfield? First match of the season for both of them. I could see a draw, 0-0, 1-1, something along those lines.
No, yeah, I can see it. And if I didn't get to watch as much Leeds United this summer, I'd probably go with a tie here. But just everything I've seen from Leeds this summer, and obviously as my surprise team, I'm going to take Leeds here in a 2-1 win.
Didn't know you were so big into Leeds.
I wasn't, but I feel like every preseason
They were like a lot of American
on,
preseason games
they
with
were
Leeds.
like in
Yeah.
that U.S. summer tour, so they were always on.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So Leeds it
I
is.
agree. Oh, this is a good one at 12:30. Brentford playing Tottenham. Brentford at home. Give me Tottenham here. I think this is going to be a match that De Zerbi needs to win to start getting the fans of Tottenham back on his side, right? You spent all this money this summer, going out and fucking win. Like enough of the bullshit. I think Tottenham's going to play with maybe a bit of sense of urgency, maybe a sense of we belong here. Give me Tottenham.
Yeah, I'm taking the Spurs as well. Again, I like you said, I think this is a huge game for them. Obviously, not one game matters,
Hmm.
but I think the opening game will say a lot with everyone they brought in, and we'll see how they click together. So give me Tottenham.
Okay. Rock and roll. Sunday, Brighton, 9 a.m. against Aston Villa. Brighton is home. This is a bit of a tough one for me, but I think at this moment I'm gonna take Villa because Ollie Watkins has not been sold yet. At this point in time, I'm going with Aston Villa, but things could change.
If say he leaves and he goes to Saudi, which the rumors are, would you switch it up?
Yeah, it would be either a
Yeah,
draw or a Villa
right.
loss.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a draw here. I
Yeah.
even think if Ollie Watkins does stay, I think there's going to be a lot of drama just going around him, and I think
Yeah.
he mentally may not be there. But I'm going to take the draw here.
Okay. I don't hate that. Man City at 9 a.m. against Bournemouth. I mean, Man City, I think, opens up nicely here. If it was an Areola Bournemouth team, I think it would be different, but give me Man City here, especially at home. I think, like I said earlier, I think Bournemouth struggles. They don't have Krupi. I think it's gonna be a tough season for Bournemouth. So give me City here.
Yeah, I'm taking City as well. As much as they were awful to watch against Arsenal in the Community Shield, I think home here. I think they'll figure it out a little bit.
I might bet against them though. I bet you the line is pretty stacked in their favor, and I could see Enzo Maresca fucking it up.
I'll look right now while you do the next game.
All right. Next game, Newcastle, Liverpool. New coach at Newcastle, Newcastle at home, Liverpool. Do they have Barkalow by then? Probably not. I think this is going to be just a really solid match. When I'm in between like this, I'm going to go a draw because I don't see either team losing.
You can see both of them playing for a tie just because it's the first game.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm taking Liverpool here. Again, I talked about how I don't think Newcastle is going to be good this year. Who's
and I
home? Is it
think they will
Newcastle or
be.
Liverpool? Did you say that?
I said Newcastle's going to be good.
No, is Newcastle home or away? Did you say that or no?
Newcastle's home.
Newcastle's home. And I know playing at St. James Park is
That's
never
big.
easy.
It's big.
but I still think this Liverpool team is going to be strong from the gates, and I think Newcastle is going to struggle. I think the first goal here is important, but I'm
Yes.
going to take Liverpool. I'm going to take Liverpool.
Okay.
You took a draw?
Yeah, I took a draw.
Yeah. All right.
Brings us to Monday. Fulham
Up the Blues.
against Chelsea. The Blues hit the road at Craven Cottage. I'm going with Chelsea, going with the Blues. And Jay, who do you think is going to be the starting 11 for Chelsea?
Who do I think it's going to be?
Yeah,
Sanchez in goal, Reece James, Lacroix, and Colwell in the back three. You'll have Palestra on the left wing back spot. You'll have Pedro Neto as the right wing back spot. You'll have Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo as the two, and then Morgan Rogers, Cole Palmer, and João Pedro.
it's going to be a lot of goals for us and hopefully not a lot conceded. I am a
Hope
little bit
so.
nervous.
I hope I see a goal in the first 5 minutes.
I'm a little bit
Because if
nervous
we get
when
scored
you're
on
laying
first,
when
I'm
you
I'm gonna lose my mind.
that's the defense I'd be the most concerned about running out. That seems incredibly weak. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I don't love playing a back three, but let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. I'm not gonna say anything yet, but I see us winning. I think Fulham is very weak. I like Morgan Rogers paired up with Cole. I think we're gonna score a lot of goals. And if we were to get scored against, I don't think it would be a team like Fulham, right? Fulham's not a high scoring team. They lost their highest scoring players anyway, Raul Jimenez and Alex Wilson. We're not going to get burnt by them. So give me Chelsea on Monday.
Yep, up the
Justin,
Blues. I agree. No other comment.
anything else you want to wrap up with today on today's podcast?
Yeah, listeners, followers, if you haven't seen yet, we are on Apple Podcasts now. So I think we are
Yeah.
on like every social media platform now. But for all our Premier League fans, Premier League lovers, enjoy the Premier League. We're just about there. Just got to get there Friday, and then you'll be able to hear us talk Premier League every week from now on. So we're looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, listeners, thank you as always. Always appreciate it. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them in our bottom of the
You're
Yes, and listeners, thank you as always. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe or not feel free, definitely subscribe. Leave us a 5-star review. Leave us a comment. What do you want to talk about on the next episode of the podcast? And from all of us over here at the Beyond the Ball podcast, until next time.